It had been a year since I vanished. No messages, no note, no farewell. Just silence. Some people would call that cruel, maybe even cowardly. But when your heart has been crushed beneath the weight of betrayal, kindness becomes a distant concept. You don't think about how to leave gently. You think about how to survive. I had convinced myself that chapter of my life was sealed shut, buried so deep that even memory couldn't reach it. I imagined it locked in a rusted box, flung into the darkest part of my past, the key long lost. But the past, especially the kind that knows your scent and speaks your name in a voice you once called home, has a way of finding you, always when you least expect it. The day she found me wasn't remarkable. I was just grabbing my usual coffee, same place, same time, part of the quiet routine that kept me steady. But routines end the moment ghosts decide to step out of hiding. I felt her before I saw her, like the air shifted, like gravity bent just slightly. I turned around and there she was. The woman who once swore to love me until her last breath. The same woman who shattered that vow and left me broken. She froze. And so did I. She looked older. Not aged in a harsh way, but weathered, like life had been wearing on her since I left. I should have felt some twisted satisfaction, some sense of victory. But I didn't. I just felt cold. Empty. "Hi," she said, like we had just bumped into each other at the grocery store. Like she hadn't set fire to everything we built. Like she hadn't been the one to turn love into ruin. I didn't respond. She stepped closer, voice tentative. "Can we talk?" I stared at her. This wasn't how it was supposed to play out. She was supposed to move on, forget me, treat me like I never existed. Instead, she was standing there with eyes full of something. Regret maybe, or just the fear of being alone. My voice came out low, barely more than a whisper. "Why now?" She blinked, looked down at her hands like they might hold the answer. "I couldn't stop thinking about you," she said quietly. "About what I did." I clenched my jaw. It wasn't anger surging through me. It was everything else. Grief, bitterness, a kind of hurt that doesn't scream, just simmers in silence. I had lived in that silence for 12 long months. The betrayal hadn't arrived with fireworks or drama. No scenes in hotel rooms, no loud fights or confrontations. Just small things. Whispers. Lies that stacked like bricks. Late nights with thin excuses. One careless message she forgot to delete. I still remember it, 10 words that hit harder than a slap. "I miss you already. Last night was perfect." That was the night I walked out. I didn't rage. I didn't demand answers. I didn't even let her see me break. I packed what I needed and disappeared. Let her sit in the wreckage and wonder where I went. And now here she was, trying to resurrect something she had buried with her own hands. "I made a mistake," she whispered. I almost laughed. "Mistake? No. Forgetting your phone at home is a mistake. Locking your keys inside the car is a mistake. Falling into someone else's bed while I worked 2 jobs to build the life we dreamed of? That was a choice. One she made over and over. What do you want?" I asked, my voice sharper than I intended. She looked up, her eyes wide and wet. "I want to talk. I want you to hear me. Please." I didn't owe her anything. Not after everything. But a part of me wanted to hear it. Maybe not for her, but for me. Maybe I needed to bleed it out one last time before I could truly let it go. I nodded toward the sidewalk. "Walk with me." We walked side by side, the sound of traffic and footsteps filling the quiet space between us. She started slowly, like every word weighed heavy on her tongue. "I didn't mean for it to happen," she said. I stayed silent. I felt lost. Alone. "You were always busy, always tired." I just wanted to feel seen. And there it was, the justification dressed up as an apology. I had rehearsed this conversation 100 times in my head, and it still hit like a punch to the ribs. "I was building our life," I said flatly. "I was killing myself for us." She stopped walking. Her voice cracked. "I know. I see that now. I didn't back then." For a moment I believed her. I believed that the pain in her eyes was real. But it didn't matter anymore. "You didn't just break my trust," I said quietly. "You broke me." Tears welled in her eyes. "I'm sorry." I nodded. "I believe you. But sorry doesn't stitch up the nights I lay awake wondering what I did wrong. It doesn't rewind the loneliness. It doesn't unring the bell." "I wasn't trying to replace you," she said. "It was a moment, a stupid, weak moment." "That moment destroyed us," I replied. She said nothing. Just reached into her coat pocket and pulled out a folded letter. "I wrote this a month ago. Couldn't find the courage to send it." I took it. Didn't read it, just held it. It was heavy in a way paper shouldn't be. "I'm not here to win you back," she said finally. "I just needed you to know that you mattered. That you still do. She stepped back then, pausing, maybe hoping I'd reach out. Invite her back in. But I couldn't. Because sometimes, love doesn't survive betrayal. Sometimes it dies quietly in the space between lies and silence. I looked at her one last time. Take care of yourself. Her expression crumpled, but she didn't try to stop me. She nodded, turned, and walked away. This time I didn't look away. I watched her leave and I didn't feel pain. I didn't feel hatred. I felt peace. Closure doesn't always come with second chances. Sometimes it comes from knowing that you were strong enough to walk away, and wise enough not to return. I went home that day lighter than I'd been in a long, long time. Not because I forgave her, but because I finally forgave myself.